Good afternoon. Oh, you can do better than that. I'm delighted to be here, and I do whatever my hero Esther Solar from Futures Without Violence asked me to do, including opening up this session. And people who plan conferences like this know that the worst position to be in is speaking right after lunch, because you're all grooving on to having networked with everybody. And I'm told usually what happens in 5 minutes, you're checking your email, you're making a mental list of things to do, maybe you're fantasizing about winning the lottery or something, but don't do that this afternoon because we have an equally packed agenda and some more of those wonderful artistic interludes to hear about this afternoon. I thought this morning was amazing, and I just want to make one observation about this morning, and I'm going to take a lead from Ravi Verma, who used this line, as did other people. And he said, norms need to change. And he spoke specifically about masculine norms when he talked about one of Futures Without Violence's signature programs, Coaching Boys into Men. And he talked about masculine norms, and I just want to pose this point to you. You know, what are norms anyway? You know, they're not laws. They're really ethical and moral constructs for how people, men and women, boys and girls, find ways to live together peacefully or not, or productively or not. And I'm hoping that we will keep in mind the moral and ethical accountability that's needed here, and to hear from all those voices that can bring that to bear. You know, I am a seminary grad student now in my retirement, and I've become aware that often one of the voices that's not in the room is the religious and spiritual voice, who actually probably are accountable for a lot of these issues, all the more reason to hear from them. But I think they add a moral and accountable voice that we need to hear about attacking the drivers of violence against women, and actually violence in general, violence that comes from war, economic greed, ecological destruction. We need to hear from them. And so I put that out as a thought for the future, for how we address safe passages to girls, but also how young boys are implicated in this too. And it's something to think about maybe for the next Open Square Summit. So with that, I'm going to turn to the program for this afternoon, introduce our next speaker. It's Susan Markham, who is the Senior Coordinator at USAID for Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment. She is a longtime activist for engaging girls and women in the political process. She's a skilled fundraiser. She has worked in the political arena for the Democratic Senate Committee and for her home state of Ohio, for the Ohio Democratic Party. And because she's so good at raising money, I know she's going to be very persuasive, and she's going to get you to put down your smartphone or fantasizing about winning the lottery. So, ladies and gentlemen, Susan Markham.